primaries. There was a lot of factionalism among themselves, etc. So I thought it wasn't well. And the last one was that level of antagonism that they always seem to be throwing at many other related people, whether it's the opposition, NDC, which is in power, or in themselves at many levels, or journalists or posters who will make comments, etc. And I think all those things just didn't work out for them. But was it predictable? I think it was 50-50, and the outcome is the outcome. What else can we do? Well,
some schools of thought are also saying that if they had probably brought Kate Jemfua, who is the national women's organizer, it would have probably shot up.
Is she from Akwatia?
I think so. I heard stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so maybe
I was rather hearing of Amase, who had been the member of parliament from 2016 to 2020. So I'm not too sure about Kejamfua.
Okay. Anyway, it is what it is. The figures are out there. I mean, we all know now 15,235 to Solomon Kwame Esumedu and 18,199 to Bernard Bediakon Beidu. Congratulations to him. He is now the new MP-elect of Akwatia, the Diamond City. And this morning, we're just coming straight to you to ask you what you make of the entire process yesterday from beginning to finish. Were you impressed? Are you encouraged by what the IGP said, that this is going to set a tone and an example for the rest of the elections that we're going to be having in this country? Are you satisfied? Did everything go the way you expected it to go? That's the question we are asking this morning. So thank you so much for joining us. But before we get into all of it, let's tell you what we have up our sleeve this morning. For the big issue, Roland, I'm sure you're still going to be talking about the aftermath of the Akwatia by-election, evaluating security measures and voter turnout and all of that. Well, CJ's removal is also very rife. There's an interview, actually, that will be played later on today on the show. Joseph Akable had a sit-down with the former Chief Justice, and she had a lot to say about the removal of Chief Justice Gertrude Tokono. So we'll be discussing all of that. Solomon Owusu will be here this morning. Dr. Zato will be here. Elikem Kotoko will also be here. Justice Abdullahi, I'm sure, will speak to him on Zoom or via the telephone. So that's what we have up our sleeve or on our menu here for TV3 New Day. Of course, some sports and entertainment would also be intertwined with all of these. But welcome to this morning, and thank you for tuning in. All our regulars, Randa, I'm seeing your message. Chief Mante, Kocho Denge, Ebo Samoni, Theodora, Akwa, is it the Combat family?
Yeah,
the Combat
Salifu Combat, Boku Presbyterian Hospital. Exactly. Now the regional boss for the National Health Insurance Authority.
All of them. And Logas of DVLA.
Yeah, Logas.
Good morning, yes. Good morning.
Okay, they give a shout out to
they give him
Logas.
Yeah.
And you know, Logas on Sunday went to commission a DVLA office in Akwatia as well. So Logas. Yeah.
So congratulations to all of you. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining us. But welcome to this morning.
Officers from the Electoral Commission, security services, political party leaders here present, the media, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. By the grace of God, we are done collating the parliamentary results of Akwatia constituency by-election. Here are the vote cast. Solomon Asumedu had 15,235 votes. Bernard Bediakon Beidu of NDC had 18,199. Owusu Patrick, LPG, had 82 votes. I repeat, Asumedu Solomon, NPP, had 15,235. Bernard Bediakubedu, NDC, had 18,199. Osu Patrick, LPG, had 82 votes. Total valid votes, 33,516. Total rejected ballots, 303. Total vote casts, 33,819. With the figures mentioned so far, Director, with your permission, I, Eric Osu Jemfi, the returning officer of Akwatia constituency, declare Bernard Bediakubedu as the parliamentary candidate elect. MP elect for Akwatia constituency. Thank you very much.
All right, the announcement by the returning officer declaring Bernard Bediakubedu as the MP elect of Akwatia, the Diamond City. Now, what do you make of the entire process? The phone lines have been activated. Please do call us. Let's know what you think. And when you call us, please make it snappy so other people can also call in. I'm told Sule is our first caller for the morning. Hello, good morning, Sule.
Good morning.
Sule, where are you calling us from?
Calling from Agogo.
Agogo.
Yes.
Okay, talk to us. All right, talk to us, Sule.
Good morning to you and the panelists, especially to the good people of Akwatia. And the thing went well, but the only problem that I had with the process was Azoka's actions. I respect Azoka a lot.
Azoka, you mean?
Yeah, Azoka, yeah. He shouldn't have. Once the man said, remember, I'm your brother, that one alone was enough for him to stop whatever he's doing. You see, he's having grey hair all over him.
Too bad. We lost Sule. Please do call us too and let's know what your thoughts are. Many messages already coming in. King Rack says, so far so good, Cookie. This is the most peaceful by-election ever. The security setup was very good. Kudos to IGP and his men, and we pray every future election should be peaceful and successful like this one. Aban Papa Ba, as they always say. Cookie, say sweet good morning to my babe for me, Eden Charlotte. Okay, Eden Charlotte, King Rack says good morning to you. Well, Na is here as well. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Cookie.
I saw you in your white shirt yesterday speaking a lot of brothel, speaking to Mawina Egbeta when the gentleman was taken away in the Black Maria. The names of some NPP dignitaries were mentioned that they were the ones taking off the poster, and you had to reiterate that we could not confirm that at the time because there are no visuals or there are no footages or even photos to back that claim, so it could not be substantiated as at the time that we're speaking yesterday. Good job.
But during elections like this, you know, allegations
plenty,
fly left, right, and center.
Plenty.
So it's important to be able to clarify and only put out information we can verify.
But the question,
those allegations, I think they just remained as allegations because we could not verify any of them. But yeah, so that was the scene right there.
I remember
at the
NDC
office, the NDC office in Akwatia.
I remember.
But we should commend the Ghana Police Service for being present and able to handle all of these minor altercations.
People have issues with that too as well. But there's a caller on the line
Okay,
now.
let's talk to the caller and then we'll come back and talk about opinions. Hello?
Good morning, Cookie T.
Good morning. Who's
Is that
speaking?
your brother, Peter T?
Oh.
Nasha Gage calling from Aflauka to South.
This is Aziz.
That's Peter T. Hi, Aziz. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, good morning to John Dramani Mahama, the president, and to the general party, to my constituency MP, Honorable Mama Ablaji Fangomashi, Minister of Tourism. We are doing a good job for our motherland, Ghana. And I want to use this opportunity to thank the people of Akwatia for pressing the reset button, that's the green button. We thank them very much. As you can see, the good work that John Dramani Mahama, the president, is doing, everybody is now believing that the NDC as a party is the only party that will let them to where they wanted to go.
Okay.
The 8 years of the MPP, the people of Akwatia show that they haven't got anything from the MPP. So the late and the coming have to be replaced by a person who can help them get what they want. It's all about developmental projects. Without that, there is nothing that the constituents need. You can be MP or you can be a central government. Deprive the people for a whole 8 years, and you still want them to vote for you or your party. That one, the people will not take it. So we thank the people of Akwatia for listening to us, listening to the president. The 8 years of the 8 months of the president, or the 9 months of the president, the work so far is the good work that he is doing. So we should all rally behind the president, the ministers, the MPs, the MCs, or the DCs, so that they can all deliver what he wants. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you for the call. You can also call us. The number is on the screen. Let's know what you make of the entire process of the Akwatia by-elections, which happened yesterday. We have some messages coming in.
Gaiji has said something.
Get connected. Gaiji, bring him.
When leaders choose pride over prudence and arrogance over accountability, defeat becomes inevitable. The question now is very simple. Will this string defeat serve as the wake-up call the NPP desperately needs, or will the NPP continue to cling to the same crop of leaders who refuse to listen? Gaiji is asking. Really, you've got messages?
I have this one from Mo Ajiman, who is watching us right now from Germany. And he says, as usual, we're live. Good morning to all of you. I heard someone saying during the counting process that when the LPG candidate's result was mentioned,
I heard that
then
too.
adds smiley emojis when said the NDC is just greedy. At least they should have given that seat to the MPP by not contesting. Mo Ajiman, where are you based? In Germany, so that we'll send soldiers to you. And then I have this one from Elliot Wugbe. Elliot Wugbe says, good morning to everybody else. Great work so far. I'm currently at Akwatia. The monitoring was undertaken with strict rules, and everything was done to make sure the strategy worked for the NDC. Good morning to Emmanuel, ADC to the Volta Regional Minister, and then Foster, Special Assistant to the Regional Minister as well. Prince Nanea York, watching us from the UK, says, I never knew the Akwatia Blue was blue ball, so notwithstanding, the NDC needs a stronger opposition party to put them to the tax. The MPP at the moment can't seem to have their acts right. And also says, well done to the Ghana Police Service. You know, the expectations were that, Charlie, they were going to capitulate, but it just didn't happen. So that's a good thing. Sheikh Abubakar Alina Pari, Salt Foundation, president founder, wishing all the best for the day as well. He says that Ghana was the ultimate winner. I think everything went well in Akwatia, only that I didn't enjoy that verbal exchanges between Chairman Azoka as well as Alhaji Masawudu, aka Chairman Buga of the MPP. It shouldn't have happened. They should know they are all brothers. They shouldn't all get into this narrative that northern people just hate each other. It shouldn't happen. They are brothers, and next time they should behave as such. We have another caller.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Cookie.
Yes, who's speaking?
This Idris 24 calling you from Upper West region.
Idris 20. He's a shadow reporter from WA. Idris, talk to us.
Let me say good morning to my people in the Upper West region. While I am to my, and also good morning to the Upper West entity regional channel. Roland, your brother, I like the wife. Roland, what happened yesterday in Akwatia was very happy and very nice elections there. I think what Daniel was expecting has not been there. We thank the police service for the good job they've done. But Cookie, my problem is about our Northerners. Look at what go in there between Azata and Tamandika. You think they afford that? Chama Azata is very careful about yourself this time around. You're too old. We respect you a lot. But secondly, Cookie, I want to say this message to our national executive of the NPP. We need a very nice and very strong response at the national level. So that our national executive is always on the front of talking, but not action. I'm telling you, we don't supposed to make a prepare by this margin, almost 8,000 margin. It's too much.
Yeah.
Although we are not empowered, but if the national executives were up and doing, actually, they could have closer. But this is just the beginning of the 2028. They have to do things very better for this country because Ghana is not up to one party state.
Okay.
Now, Ghana is not up to one party state. And you know, without NPP, Ghana is not there. You have to be aware. Today, if NPP know that they are the only party in Ghana, they also starting behaving foreign to all the people in this country. But we developing that is to take. Thank you.
Idris 24.
Our Bole Bamboy to Upper West Road. We haven't heard anything.
Bole Bamboy to Upper West Road.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, nothing going on there.
I'm sure stakeholders are listening. They will do the needful. Idris 24, thank you for calling us this morning. You can also call us. Let's know what your thoughts are this morning. You guys have more messages to read?
Yeah. I have this one from Ralph, a.k.a. Nene Ode Opio. He says, Roland, we say Obaken. How do we pronounce?
Yeah, what's the meaning of
Obaken?
Obaken.
What's the meaning of that? Wabana.
Please let me read it.
It's
Let me read the
an
message.
version of Obabaken.
Please, so I'm reading the message.
To say that, so
Nene
Obabaken.
Ode
Sort of.
Opio.
Yeah.
Ikwape ongesamenya. Obaken. To the new Akwatia member of parliament. Tell him that they should not disappoint the people of Akwatia. They should know that the votes show a lot of confidence reposed in him and the government. As for the IGP, we say kudos. And then also to the Dangbe people. Everybody is proud of
We have another
Indomitable.
caller.
Oh, there's another caller?
Yes, but to answer your question, it means welcome.
Okay.
Yes, it means welcome. All right, we have another caller joining us. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning. What's your name?
Good morning. My name is Collins.
Oh, Collins, forgive me. Welcome to the show. Great to have you.
Let me commend you first. TV3. Your journalism is undisputed.
Thank you.
I'm telling you. Yes. Even I can tell you, I will say this for a fact that Ghana, your television, your radio, that's Omnia TV, 3FM, Akoma FM, Masa, you are more than too much.
Thank you.
You should keep the good work. The journalism is undisputed. I'm telling the gospel fact. Everybody follows you. Not only this election. Since ever TV3, I heard TV3 up to today. I always tune my television to your station. I'm telling. Let me go straight to what happened yesterday.
Okay.
You see, Ochibesi, that's the MP for New Job. Yes, he should resign because he said it clearly that if they lose this election, he's going to resign. And he said it clearly. So this is not about a joke. He should resign. We are going
he took it too far. And he apologizes.
Hello.
He says he has apologized and that he took it a little too far.
No, we don't accept it.
Not me. Ghanaians will accept it because MPP should go back to drawing board. Their party is not unique. Their party is not unique at all. They should go back to drawing board and sit down and call everybody to the drawing board and tell what will happen. Not in a crucial time going into primaries for presidential election. Okay. Let me take this opportunity to greet my municipality representative, Akwatia Agbo.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Landlord from Bolga D Line says, in recognition of the performance of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and the NDC government, if I'm an MPP polling agent, I will still cast my vote for the NDC candidate. I am confident that the good people of Akwatia constituency would deliver and overwhelm. Of course, they did anyway. Well, he says, emotions no longer win elections. Exploiting Eneskumi's death and holding his 1 week celebration just 2 days before the election simply to chase sympathy votes is the most shameful campaign strategy I have ever witnessed. The current MPP executives are clueless and they are driving the party into distraction. Another caller from Soweto, and the name is, hello, good morning.
Good morning, my dear. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. And your name is?
Okay, this is Richard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's hear you.
You guys are so wonderful. In fact, I monitored the show yesterday and your various platforms. So wonderful, accurate reporting. In fact, I think for now in Ghana and beyond, you are the best.
We are grateful.
And kudos to all the reporters, Asidiba, Ekbeta, and Co. They did a very great job.
Thank you, sir.
And you see what happened in Akwatia yesterday. Security-wise, I want to commend the Ghana Police Service. But my question is, how long will we how long will we take 5,000 security personnel for a constituency of about barely 50,000 people? It's about to educate the youth that politics, electing leaders into office is not about blood sharing.
Hello?
Hello, Richard.
Hello?
Richard.
Hello?
I think we lost
Hello?
Richard.
This one is coming from Moses Botu, who says that, look, you need to bring Zato today. He needs to come and defend his thesis. He's coming. Relax, Moses. We'll go to Johnny Hughes for Johnny's Bites.
Our content out there in the regions and across the world. For those of you who spend time, come back from work, and then you insist that you will watch Johnny's Bites before you hit the sack. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you so much. Let me say good morning to Mrs. Jocelyn Bano. You live in the United Kingdom. Mrs. Jocelyn Bano, good morning to you. Thank you also to Sonar Fashions in Tamale. On behalf of Roland and I, we say thank you very much indeed, Sonar Fashions. 0246 590 162. 0246 590 162 is something special for you and yours, and you will thank me later. I can guarantee that you will thank me later. Yesterday, the whole country's attention was fixated on Akwatia in the eastern region. 119 different polling stations in one constituency that has about 2.9% of the total votes, that if we're running a national election, they would chop off 2.9% of those votes. They decided on who becomes a replacement for the late Ernest Yaokumi, my good brother, who died intestate as a member of parliament. It was a two-horse race. Sumedu of the NPP and Beidou of the NDC. In the final analysis, Beidou of the NDC emerged victorious. And contrary to the fact that we had heard many people suggest that, well, it was going to be a contest for the New Patriotic Party, because the immediate past member of parliament, Ernest Yakomi, was a member of the NPP or an NPP MP, it didn't turn out the way they had envisaged it. But also it's important to realize that the Akwatia constituency itself is a swing constituency. If you look at the details now, you know that for 5 times the Akwatia constituency has voted for the NPP, and for 5 times the Akwatia constituency has voted for the NDC. In 1992, there was no competitive parliamentary election because the NPP boycotted the elections. The first time we had a competitive election in Akwatia on the parliamentary and presidential basis was in 1996. The NDC won. In comes President Kufuor in year 2000. The NPP wins, and it's been so and so and so, and you know, NPP Kakra, NDC Kakra until this point. Now, you would have thought that Akwatia, being in the eastern region, which is also a stronghold of the NPP, would have bowed to the campaign of the NPP and actually giving them flowers, because the entire campaign literally was waged around the fact that we want to continue Ernest Yakomi's legacy. That's one. Number 2, he is dead. This is the best way to reward the party and to sympathize with the party. And all those conversations, to the point where even Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, former vice president, a whole statement came to tell us that it was because the man was taken to court. That's how come he got BP and died. I don't know which autopsy report he was reading from. And in fact, not to speak ill of the dead, but Mr. Ernest Yakomi wanted to be a lawyer. In fact, he passed his bar exam, and the calls are coming in that posthumously he should be giving his call. Have you seen a lawyer who is afraid of the courtroom before? Have you seen a lawyer who is afraid of a courtroom before? So all those things culminated into the defeat. All those things culminated into the defeat. One fun fact is that Amase, who people say, oh, is a hairdresser, she does not meet the bar in terms of educational qualification and the rest. In the whole history of Akwatia, in terms of electoral history, she gave the biggest or the widest vote margin, over 5,000 votes, Amase. Nobody has been able to do it. Not the lawyers, not the engineers, none of them. It's Amase. So fun facts for you. But yesterday's election also tells me, since you put Mr. Bedou's picture there, please. Yesterday's election also tells me something. In the past, the perception, or if you like, the reality of some people was that if you spoke about the NDC and you didn't speak about them well, they will send attack dogs and tags after you and come and discipline you. And before I get into that, let me talk about Chairman Azoka and Chairman Buga. Yesterday, Chairman Buga, in spite of the fact that he has misbehaved in the past, yesterday he conducted himself so well. Chairman Azoka, on the other end, was very provocative, quite belligerent, and didn't conduct himself well. Let's call a spade a spade. Chairman Buga yesterday, in spite of the fact that he had misbehaved openly in the past, yesterday, in the full glare of the public, conducted himself well. Chairman Azoka, on the contrary, misbehaved. And his party leadership should be minded to call him to order. Because yesterday, while we applaud the Ghana Police Service for doing a great job, IGP Onu, thank you very much with your team. And thank you for listening to General Gogos. Thank you very much for listening to General Gogos. He made some recommendations. Those recommendations were listened to. And today, we have seen one of the best quality assurance and election security ever in the country. So IGP Onu, thank you very much, sir. With your team, thank you so much indeed, sir. Yesterday, you did a yeoman's job. I love the concept of the Black Maria. And I'm sure that they put some fear in some people. He told us that you understood the concept of punishment and reformation and discipline. And we commend our police for doing that. But I was saying that in the past, when you spoke about the NDC, whether it's perceived or real, attack dogs would have been sent again after you to come and deal with you. That hurt the NDC so well, so bad, so hard, that the NDC had to backtrack, go back into conclave, go and restructure, rebrand, and now it looks like the NDC cannot be stopped. Because when we go for by-elections, they win. We go for general elections, they win with a wide margin. It does appear that the NDC has become so attractive. They certainly are doing something right. And that is why I look at the MPP and I keep wondering if they still want to go ahead with this top-bottom approach, electing a flag bearer first before coming down to the grassroots. Because if Charles Opoku's election in Asin North is anything to go by, this one is anything to go by in Akwatia, Tamale Central is anything to go by, which is coming. It should tell the leadership of the MPP that you are losing hold of the grassroots. Again, I go back, principles and values that underpinned the party. Go back to it. This current crop of executive that you have not won any major elections since you elected them. I stand to be corrected. This current crop of executive that you have, they have not won any major election, no. And you want to go into a presidential primaries to go and elect a flag bearer with the same crop of people, you are headed for the ditch. If nobody will tell you, I will tell you. I said my grandfather is Neo-Doe Sykes. If nobody will tell you, I'll tell you. You are headed for a ditch. The election in Akwatia, the election in Asin North should guide you as to how to make progress going forward and to make a decision as to whether to think about this top-bottom approach or bottom-up approach, and whether it will inure to your benefit in the final analysis. And I'm saying that the executive that you have now, they have not won you any election, even though they have showed their faces consistently on the ground in most of the elections. They have not won any election. Fact. I'm not the one saying it. The records are there to prove. Is the MPP attractive today? Akwatia is supposed to be a stronghold, sort of, in many of the places. You could hear the young ladies talk about the fact that if you don't induce us with money, we will not go and vote. So they are not listening to the policies you are putting up, because what was the policy direction that was put out? What specific policy direction was put out? And find me Mr. Befi's video. What policy direction was put out? Then you have a sitting member of parliament, a former deputy minister, a former boss of the Free Zones Authority, come to say that if we lose this election, I am going to resign my seat. I'm drawing your mind to something. In the past, not so long ago, a youth organizer, an executive, my good friend Salam, whose name is Peace, but these days his utterances doesn't connote peace. Salam means peace. He said that he was going to behead himself if the MPP lost the elections. He's still walking with his head on his neck. Integrity is important. Integrity is very, very important. And consistently, please find me the video, it's Rebefi's video. Consistently, if you keep talking about the fact that you will do something if something doesn't happen and you don't do it, the people start looking at you with double eyes, or bombastic side eye, as they say on social media. They start looking at you like that. Please play the video, Trebefi's video, for me.
where he says that, look, election, I'll resign as a member of parliament. I'm telling you, we'll win these elections. We'll win. If we lose these elections, I'll resign as a member of parliament. I'm telling you, we'll win. I can even tell you that if we lose this election, I'll resign as a member of parliament. I'm telling you, we'll win these elections. We'll win. If we lose these elections, I'll resign as a member of parliament. I'm telling you, we'll win. I can even tell you that if we lose this election, I'll resign as a member of parliament. I'm telling you, we'll win these elections. We'll win. If we lose these elections, I'll resign.
Boss, good morning. I saw the apology. So what kind of society are we building? Say it and then come and apologize later. Pretty much like go and steal and come and do plea bargain when you are caught pants down. What kind of society are we building? Yes, I'm asking, what kind of society are we building? The man is a member of parliament. The title they insist we should address them by is honorable. You should find your dictionary and find the meaning of the word honorable. And ask yourself whether this display of lack of integrity is honorable. I see the members of parliament and even some assemblymen insist that we should call them honorable. But their character and the way they conduct themselves, does it connote a character that is honorable? Because what he did was not honorable. I can also go and stand somewhere and say that if tomorrow I don't get 10.5k views on Johnny's Bites, then I will resign from my work. Then the next morning I come and say I'm sorry. Do we know how the grassroots look at some of the people at the top and how they follow their lead to misbehave in most cases? The grassroots. Do we know how they follow the lead of those at the top and how they follow their lead to misbehave? Odisiwa, a big child. The person who made those comments, he didn't even step foot in Asin North yesterday when the thing was ongoing. So if somebody is a grassroots person and you disiwa no kucha, the person would have been in the Black Maria while this individual would be at home. And I'm asking, is this honorable? I'm just drawing your mind to something so you get to focus. I'm saying that look at the bigger picture. It's not because you are a fanatic of one candidate or you're a fanatic of one executive, so you are stuck in your mind. See, yesterday, because you were stuck in your mind, you're not looking at a bigger picture. Broken Heart made you sleep very, very early. You went into your room, but it was difficult for you to sleep. You were tossing and turning. That's what brokenheartedness does. You can't win. You can't win. Minim krasi, dwe krasi, ahomaso krasi, ahantan krasi, enumja krasi. Let's watch it. Let's be very, very careful. Let's watch it. Now take me to the quarters of the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. The Minister for the sector has written to the Attorney General asking that LI 2462 should be repealed. It was a campaign promise. Initially, the government decided that they were going to, amend it, etc. In fact, they went ahead to amend it to LI 2501. Now, this is the letter dated the 29th of August 2025. Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology. For immediate release. Minister initiates legal overhaul, seeks revocation of LI 2462 to curb illegal mining. The Acting Minister for Environment, Science and Technology, Honorable Emmanuel Ama Kofi Boa, PhD, has formally written to the Office of the Attorney General for the immediate revocation of Legislative Instrument 24 LI 2462 and its amended version LI 2501. This decisive legal action is designed to unify and strengthen the regulatory framework, creating a cohesive front for all stakeholders in the national fight against illegal mining, known as Galamsey. The move aims to end the severe environmental devastation that has polluted Ghana's water bodies and degraded its forest reserves. In the letter, the minister expressed confidence that the existing regulatory regime under the Environmental Protection Agency provides robust and sufficient guidelines to oversee all mining activities. This consolidated framework will ensure strict compliance with environmental and social standards, guaranteeing responsible mining practices across the sector. Ama Mausi Maunyefia signed that for the acting minister. So LI 2462 and his amended version of 2501, the minister is asking that it be revoked. We will wait for the Attorney General's advice on this matter. We will wait. Now we will go to the free zones area, a certain track that does not have the right hooks walking the roads. But before we get to that, have you seen that our friends, the nurses, they have suddenly gone quiet? They told us that they have another video implicating Ralph. Whatever he did, you may have your own views about it. The police thinks that he went overboard. Let the Lord deal with him. If there's indeed establishment of assault and battery, let the Lord deal with him. But the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association told all of us through their PRO of the Greater Accra region also that they have another video. They were on GH1 with Sewa me here. That they have another video that implicates the young man. We've been waiting for that video. That video never came. If that video does not exist, that means that she has been dishonest. Her boss, Dr. Tinkran Chum, also went on another station to say that I don't know how they spoke the P, but clearly talking about dislocation. I was wearing batakari. And I think that as a small northern chief, we should be taking the wearing of batakari serious and what people say when they wear batakari. He went ahead to literally say that there was dislocation. When the report came, there was nothing like dislocation or fracture. I'm drawing your mind to something. And then subsequently, one of the gentlemen, and this gentleman, I remember him so well because when Kolebu was literally boiling and the groups had gathered to hold a press conference, he was part of the press conference. As soon as they finished the press conference, he called the media aside and announced that they were not part of everything that was happening. But he sat in the press conference. Oh, we were there, yes. He came to say that, oh, nobody has said that there's been a fracture and dislocation and all of that. So 3 top officials of a grouping of professionals singing different tunes with this different voices at different times of different junctions. What was the focus? The focus is to go straight and make sure that the young man is penalized. Now, these are supposed to be professionals who are supposed to be honest and have integrity. So imagine if you go and lie on a hospital bed and per medical negligence, you are killed or you die. You can imagine the stories that will be told to your family and how the stories will change while you mourn in pain. They told us they have a video. So we are waiting for the video. All of us are waiting for the video. What is the punishment for false publication again? Is there a punishment for it? Are people being held to it? What's the punishment for it? We are waiting for the video. They should be bringing the video to us and not be hiding like ostriches. Some of us have been marked. We don't care. But we're waiting for the video. I will tell you, look, I didn't want to say that, I'll tell you this. A lawyer friend of mine wanted to host a program on medical negligence. He called me to host it. And then he called me later to say that, the larger chunk of the people who are going to be part of the stakeholders who are the nurses say they don't want me to be there. I said, well, that's fine. So I recommended somebody else, and the person went to do the thing. And I can tell you on good authority, there are many jobs, many side jobs I have lost because I do Johnny's Bite. But you see, you can't buy my conscience. If I think it is wrong, it is wrong. If I think it is right, it is right. What is right is one. What is wrong is one. You must live by principles and values and have integrity. I don't care. I used to host the Shippers Authority conference for justices of the superior courts. Yeah, I used to host it. I hosted it twice. Somebody came, say board chairman or board whatever it is. They say, oh, don't give it to him again. He's been bashing the government. That ended it. So I can give you so many examples of those ones. Things that I've lost because I do Johnny's Bite. But we soldier on because my father said when sea dries, you go by land. Maintain integrity, maintain focus. Don't waver. So we are waiting for the video, the third video that the claim was made on TV that we have. We are waiting for the video. You had dislocation and you were able to take off your strap and go home with this dislocated arm. And then Nime applied something and they brought it the next day. There was not even a sprain. Chairman, please show me the track. That's what we're wrapping up with. Now, those of you who have been clothed with the authority to ensure that public safety is a must, please put the video up there. And this video is not mine, by the way. I saw it on social media. Just watch.
Nothing. Doctrine. Doctrine is the weekend. Doctrine. This is a long vehicle. We just found on free zones. Free zones. I was very much surprised to see that even at the top booths, the free zone security couldn't notice this. This is a death trap. It's a traffic death trap. And this could cause an accident. And we are going to aim it at the devil. How can this be allowed? Come and see. Come. Bring the camera. This truck driver knows that the lockers are not working from this car. But he has changed the container. The whole container. Look at the weight of a container and that of a dog chain. Is this possible? This is a totally death trap. And I'm calling on free zones. Free zones. This is bad. It's not, you are not there to take just money. Remember, you are there for the safety of the people. This is so bad. This is a truck driver having a car. Look at the container on the car right now. He has two containers. One is totally down. And it's a death trap. I think it's a some of the things the IGP together with the taking care of. Okay. Can you take a whole container with a dog chain? No, come on. It's a deliberate action. It's a deliberate action. Charlie, where is it? Therefore, stop him. If you don't move. It's all right. Wait, now na money yatos no free. Adenya. Oh my woman.
La. So where did we where did we come from? Where did we come from? Where did we come from? I know there are policemen and women who will make sure that this never crosses a checkpoint. I know there are officials at the free zones area and all of that who will make sure that this never crosses. But I know there are also some very corrupt ones who will take no curfew and turn a blind eye. Look at the car number, GN 927412. GN 927412. Mr. Kote, good morning to you. Logas. I don't know how this man got his license. And whoever is part of this syndicate, GN 927792, I'll find the number, 927412. GN 927412. Please find him immediately. And thank you to the gentleman. Citizen vigilante, that's what it is. This is a death trap. Look, he's right. You could die just because of this. You could die just because of this. Nkwasiewo Sebi. You could die just because of this. And it is not the first. You see many of them, some of them, the tracks are not, fit for purpose. And then on the main road, the main highway, sometimes you are on that Achimota stretch, or you are on that stretch from, Fiesta Royal coming towards Achimota, North Kanishi, those Tesano areas, and you find the tracks right in the middle of the road. I remember my brother Kofi Otredaku, he drove into one of those. He is not the only one. Many other people. Many other people. What is all this? What is this? Find the driver, please. Let the Lord deal with him. And everybody who was on duty at the time, who encouraged him to go on like this, let the Lord find them and deal with them.
that will be playing in the next hour. So please make sure you join us and have some great viewing experience and great education as well. And you all know it will be on the subject matter of the removal of Chief Justice Gertrude Tokono. And just in case you're watching us across the streams, please also make sure that you're part of this. So all of you also need to make sure that you share our stream. But look, today I've had a number of comments as well as messages on WhatsApp especially that why am I in black? It's just, you know, a shirt that was made for me by Sonar Fashions. And Sonar Fashions, they are based in Tamale. I say good morning to the lead person for Sonar Fashions, Amadou. You can contact Sonar Fashions on 024 659 0162. Sonar Fashions based in Tamale. Wherever you are, they'll deliver for you. And just call the number 024 659 0162. I'm talking about delivery. We have money delivered into your mobile money account through cash out. It goes with the short code *439#. What you need to do, as you're well acquainted with, is to dial *439#. You choose option 2. You have to increase the number of tickets you have, become one of those lucky winners. And as always, you will get to win. Yamole Yamu, you're joining us on Facebook. We're grateful. Yes, you heard me right. We have Zato in the studio as well. And so make sure that you join us and let's have some great conversations thereof. So I see a couple of you already. Prince Nani York is joining us. Ni Atukwe, good morning. Uncle Charles Thompson, Zilly's doing. Kwesi Mensah in the UK is joining us. I see Thomas Acoustic and many of you relatedly. Please make sure you share the stream. And we know the subject matter is about Akwatia. We're here to dissect all the issues as well. We'll be having, if possible, Musa Dankwa joining us on phone due to the late directive to him, or perhaps calling him late. But we have Dr. Joshua Zabunte Zato right here. Zabunte Zato is in the studio. Good morning to you, Dr. Zato. How are you?
Good morning, Roland. Good
Thank
morning.
you for joining us yesterday. Great
Good
analysis so
morning to our listeners. Thank you, thank you.
I see that you'd been trending on TikTok especially. So
really?
It means, yeah.
Oh, good.
All right. Good morning. Now, Solomon Owusu is joining. He's an entrepreneur, especially in the business of transportation.
And a very rich
and
man.
Then also, he's also a political activist or a politician, so to speak. The amnesty is still available, extended to you by the MPP. And so if you want, but you're with the Movement for Change. How are you?
I'm very good. I've told you that we would rather extend amnesty to the MPP to join them so that with what is happening, and we are going to go into it, they would be relevant going forward.
We'll see how that goes. Now, let's take you through what the numbers are. We know the NDC candidate now, MP-elect, winning in excess of the numbers. And when it comes to the voter margins, you also get to know that huge margins, differences of some 3,000 in excess. Before then, a number of individuals, including Michael Befi, had said they would have resigned as members of parliament. And keenly also links up to Salam Mustafa and the rest, who said that, they'll bend themselves, and a number also said they'll kill themselves, etc. But this is the election, by-election that has been recorded, and it looks like you look at the numbers, the areas where the votes were coming from, the voters seem to have spoken, but what can we look at by way of the analysis? And that's why we're here today. But Jabuntie, what's your own perspective on this as well? And I'm sure you monitor the situation to the wire.
Thank you very much. Not as much as you would think, but I don't know whether you believe it or not. Let me start by congratulating our own friend Rashid Tanko. He was here. He did well as he was all over the news talking plenty. And I think after the loss of his boss, I think he stepped into the role. I think his boss would have been proud of him. The late Omane Boama. So thank you, Rashid Tanko. You've delivered victory. Maybe they should just make him the defense minister, and then he'll just be in charge of elections. Rashid, our friend. Sometimes he's here. Okay. Thank you, Rashid. You are not a big man. I heard they gave you plenty of money to go win the by-election, but you won't give us some to chop. Wherever you are, computer, I'm talking to you. The remainder of the money you are bringing from Akwatia, make sure that you let my reach me through Momo, okay? Thank you. Thank you, the NDC, and thank you, the NDC parliamentary candidate-elect. Thank you, victory is victory. You edged it out, you grounded out. Some political parties exist to win elections. You did it, you went inside. Whatever you did, however you did it, congratulations, the NDC, congratulations, the MP-elect. I also want to congratulate the Ghana Police Service for a yeoman's job that you did very well. You went in there with a plan, you had a plan in place, you implemented a plan to perfection. All your stakeholders worked with you, they all helped you, and together you delivered peace. There were some few skirmishes. There were people saying that the vice chairman of the NDC should have been picked up. Sometimes I think that it's better to let these things like it just go, because maybe by picking him up, you would have started some anger and then have degenerated into something else. So the two of them went. I think that both Alhaji Chairman Boga and Alhaji Azoka, they are senior element. Again, as I said yesterday, if they were not Alhajis, probably would have seen them sitting somewhere over a bottle of beer for peace. But because they are Alhajis, probably this morning we'll see them over some bowls of cocoa, preaching peace too, I would have preferred the beer, but they don't drink. Beer is haram to Muslims. So anyway, so I'm sure they will find their own way to make peace and put this thing behind them. At the end of the day, all the stakeholders, media, journalists, everybody that played a part to make sure that we had a successful, peaceful, and a nice, incident-free by-elections. Thank you for that. We move on now and to do the good work of the country. So those are my preliminary results. I'm sure we'll come back.
Okay. You're supposed to comment on this. It's not only preliminary.
Preliminary. Okay, then that's good.
This is your substantial.
I think that the NDC needed this victory like a blind man needed his sight.
Explain.
I think this victory was a pick-me-up for the NDC more than anything else. In this house, yesterday, Captain Smart is just outside the door. Last week, he was on air, lamenting. It was all lamentations. He said, almost 9 months into the administration, what has this government achieved? That was something he was asking. He kept asking himself, 9 months. Smart here, we can fact check, we can call him in. He asked the question, 9 months into the administration, what has this government achieved? And his answer was that nothing. They've not achieved anything. And so you then begin, because the question, apart from...
Are you saying that the government hasn't achieved by you're quoting Captain Smart?
I'm quoting Captain Smart. He said the government...
Is that what he said?
Yes. He said 9 months into the administration, the government has achieved it. What have they achieved? Now, I think that one of the biggest achievements of the government was what I said yesterday, the sacking of the Chief Justice. But apart from that, it has been sloganeering. The government has been perfect when it comes to sloganeering. Talking about slogans, reset, agenda. But look, the biggest thing they tried to trumpet was the performance of the Ghanaian city. This has been doing well. We've heard that since. But we also heard the warnings. But in the last 2 weeks, the city has started behaving the way people expected or suspected the city would behave. It's now selling about almost 12 cities in the bank, and we know Abuchi has it almost close to 30 cities. So if we are not hearing so much noise about the dollar, again, it's not happening. Secondly, the state of insecurity in this country is reaching what we call the Hobbesian state of nature. People are dying. We know the regular security...
You said people are doing what? Dying?
Dying. Still, people are dying in the streets. Cities are, communities are being burnt.
Where?
The Savannah region. We know the regular security hotspots in this country, but new ones have emerged. So the state of insecurity is strong, is gradually getting out of hand.
Is this a response to my question?
Yes. And so, in the midst of all these things, the NDC needed to show that they have something. In the midst of all this, the NDC needed to show that they can produce. And what they have done is to pull out a victory that is a big morale booster. it will go, at least for now, that we know that the headlines are going all to be about this victory. They have something big to celebrate. They have something juicy to celebrate. Well and well designed. And I'm happy for that. But I think that it is one of the biggest things they've achieved so far. Because when you look at all the others so far, it's nothing to write home about. There's something that somebody brought up about politicians behaving irresponsibly. Our politicians making demands and promises that they cannot keep. It's a member of parliament that said that if the AVP loses these elections, he's going to resign. And today, people are calling on him. Mr. MP...
Michael Befi.
If they lose this, I will resign. Why don't you resign? He should resign. I also call on him to resign. But so too should Honorable Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa. Why is it that the same people who are calling for this to resign are also calling for Honorable Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa to also resign?
Why?
He was the MP who said that if he becomes a minister or in this administration and any member of the government to use a private jet or to go outside the country to get treatment, he will resign. It's also on tape. Why is it that we are saying, you see, sometimes we see this hypocrisy on steroids in our body politic. When it is time for us to call for accountability, we don't do it. Then we choose when and how to call for accountability. If we are calling for accountability, we should do that. So I'm saying today, Honorable Befi, resign. In the same way, let's also hold Honorable Okudzeto Ablakwa accountable. He too should resign. Okay. Let all these men resign because...
The question I asked was related to your own observations so far, leading to the outcome of what we saw in Akwatia, that by-election.
Yeah,
is that the response?
Yes, that's my response. Okay. So, again, let us hold all politicians accountable for what they've said they will do, and if they don't do it. So, in that sense, let's hold both of them accountable. Let's let all of them resign. Then we are going to have two more, by-elections. It's good. Look, by-elections do something good for the local economies. The economy of Akwatia now is very rich. I've seen that their roads have started being done. A lot of money was pumped into it. We saw it. Good things come to them. Maybe if we do this again, Northtown will get a facelift. What's that guy's constituency? The Befi guy. New Japan. They too will get a facelift, and it's good. So let's continue with that economy of doing that. But at the end of the day, I think that congratulations to the NDC. Victory well fought and well earned. Thank you.
All right. Elikem Kotoko, you've joined us.
Yes, Roland.
Okay. Since it's your party that won, I'll give you the last bite.
Okay.
What's your own analysis of what transpired yesterday?
Roland, good morning and good morning to your cherished viewers. You see, it's a very difficult time to be an MPP member, so I can understand Jabuntie Zato for his inability to, as it were, go into why they lost. Because if he decides to go into why the party lost, I'm sure by the time he leaves here, his own candidate, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, will call him and sack him.
Are you saying he's ended up reciting vote of thanks?
And that's the point. He's always doing that of late. But I don't blame him because it's a very difficult time. First of all, I am not too sure this election mattered more to the NDC than the MPP. I'm very surprised that this morning I'm hearing it because the NDC already had an overwhelming majority. And if you look at the number of or the caliber of people that went into Akwatia to campaign from both sides, it tells you that the NPP really took this election very serious. This is one of the reasons why you had an MP, Michael Ochirbefi, put his MPship on the line, which I agree that he has to resign. Let me tell Michael Ochirbefi, ever since he...
Hold on with Michael Ochirbefi. We have the Executive Director for Global Info Analytics. He'll be joining us or has joined us on phone for the next few minutes. And you take a look at what transpired. What's your own, perhaps, permutations or could be the lessons for the MPP, so to speak, as well? All boxed in one, before you go back to your discussions you're having elsewhere. Musa Dankwa.
Look, lessons learned is data. We are in the 21st century where data drives every decision we make as a country, as a business. And the political parties must know that there are no exceptions to using data. You have tons of data at your disposal, but you don't use them. And clearly what we saw in Akwatia was
evidence of MPP didn't use data to select the person they want to present to the voters of Akwatia. They misread who is in Akwatia, their demographic, and what will influence them. And I think that was what caused them. Because the options they went for actually caused them to lose about 13% or 16% of Kumi supporters and some of their own supporters.
So, did they misread the data, or they just didn't conduct any at all?
You know, when they picked the candidate, we have not done any work in Akwatia.
Okay.
But there are data, there is a data even from GSS to know who is in Akwatia. What is the demography of Akwatia? What jobs are in Akwatia? I learned that the jobs that are in Akwatia by GSS is not mining, service sector jobs. And if you look at the demography of Akwatia by electorates, they're highly educated. And the initial poll we had showed that almost 60% of the voters they have senior high or high level education. So you don't pick just anybody to lead them. They thought they were mining communities, so miners outnumber everybody. But the miners were the minority, even in jobs. Those were the catastrophic mistake MPP made in the early part of their campaign, and that carried them all the way to the end.
No, I don't understand. You are saying that a miner cannot have the buy-in of a demographic like Akwatia?
Look, in 2016, the demography of Akwatia wasn't the same as 2024, 2025. Between 2016 and 2025, there has been a lot of young graduates who have finished senior high school, who have also finished tertiary education. You give the people what resembles them, don't you? If you are picking a candidate for Iwas West Wagon, you don't just put anybody there. You profile the demography of the constituency and give them a candidate that they can resonate with, that they can relate to. That wasn't the case for Akwatia.
But we had outliers like Amase. So what are you saying, Musa Dankwa?
I made a reference that Amase won in 2016. Between 2016 and 2025, the demography of Akwatia has changed dramatically to now elite, well-educated. Put Amase there again today and she will lose.
I see. Then let's come to you rounding up then. If we have key individuals in the MPP like Dennis Miracles Abuaji, who constantly seem to be criticizing your modus operandi by way of how you tend to get the outcomes of your polls, perhaps you need to sit with them, is that not it? Or what what are they not taking cognizance of going forward, which could also help the MPP in its resurgence?
Look, it is a deliberate strategy by them to discredit everything we do. Not for now, but also for the future. Because if people believe us today, then they will believe us tomorrow. And that's their problem. They want us to be discredited, and that's all they are looking to do.
Okay. Thank you very much. Musa Dankwa, please go back. So
I was on
Michael Befi.
And then let me say to Michael Befi that before he became the MP for New Job South, there have been serious minds who have been MPs for that area. You can talk of Yaberma, a lawyer, and Street Press. He was a former Eastern Regional Minister. He became an attorney, deputy attorney or so. You had Beatrice Benes Boatin, a very astute woman in society. You had Esibe, who was the chair of the, what's the name?
The Finance
Committee. So he was filling into the shoes of these noble personalities.
So why do you make such denigrating comments?
Any least opportunity, the last time I said you chop off your head when the MPP loses. The head is still there. We are not done with that aspect of it. Then you come and make this wild promise that when the NPP loses, you as it were, leave your seat. Now the people of New Jabisat are saying they want to get off the seat.
Michael Beth.
Oh yes, he has to, because see, the position that he holds, if he does not know, it's a position that comes with credibility, integrity. It's not everything that you joke with it. He shouldn't present New Jabisat as a constituency that is a minnow in Ghana's politics. It's a very strong constituency. You must represent them and represent them well. And back to the issue. You'll recall that in Akwatia, all the big goons of the MPP went to campaign.
Kenny Japan
was there. Brian Japan was there. Mahmoud Bawumia was there. Nana Akufo-Addo himself was there. The leader of the house, Afenyo Marcus. These are the top line. The general secretary of the party was there. The national organizer of the party was there. Contrary to the NDC's position, I didn't see current President John Mahama there. But in the past by-elections, be it Kumewu, be it Asin North, you saw Akufo-Addo there. So in terms of who took these elections very serious, there is no doubt that the MPP needed this seat to rejuvenate their party more than anybody in this country.
Really?
And I didn't know what they were thinking, because it was so clear from the beginning that they would lose this election humbly. Now, this election has also, as it were, defeated all the principles that the MPP has set for themselves. It has collapsed everything, be it the top-down approach, be it monetization of the party, be it imposition. Now, if you look at the MPP in Akwatia in this by-election, clearly they didn't have any structures on the ground. The party was in disarray. And that was how come in all the engagements that you saw the national executives leading the campaign. But you and I know that all politics are local. And so if you are going into a constituency, it has to be led by the constituency executives who know the dynamics of the constituency more than anybody. But in this case, because the party structure is collapsed, because they are building roof to foundation, then it was not there. Now it comes to the issue of monetization. How on earth in the 21st century that you have a by-election and you go and impose a candidate on the people?
Oh, but why? It's unanimous.
Even the incumbent administration, they went and had primaries to elect a candidate. You decided to go in for someone that you believe had money. The only reason they narrowed down on Owo anyway, someone is dead and you are going to bring another person, you say Owo. You know Owo means dead. Asumedu, his name is Owo.
His guy name?
No. His guy name is Owo. So someone is dead. Owo means dead. And you are bringing another person, you say Owo dead. So what is surprising about it? Now, the only reason they settled on him was that he had the resources, because the party at the national headquarters had told them that we were not ready to invest anything, a penny here. And so we must sacrifice quality for money.
Who told you?
Oh, yes, that I have my men on the grounds. That because he's a minor, he has something in hand, so he could be the only person that will finance this party. Now it brings to fore this whole old debate that the MPP and NDC have a standing membership of 3 million apiece. I have always said that in this country, there are more floating voters than what these two political parties have.
It's not true.
So it defeated this nonsense of Akanaipe. You know, they have been going around, I don't know who brought that. These student politicians who have entered into this politics and bring in university politics, they must seize it. Akanaipe. Well, if indeed the Akanaipe principle that is being churned out from particularly Baumia's camp is anything to go by, then it means that the MPP did not need to even work at Akwatia, because that means their votes were intact.
I don't understand.
They are saying that already they have 41.74%. That is the principle of Akanaipe. And so all that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will need in 2028 will be only 9%. Are you with me? That's what they are saying. So, by extension in Akwatia, they didn't need to work because they were already leading. They had already bagged the votes, which is not the case. It has proven, as data has shown, that a lot of the people, close to 13% of those that voted for the MPP's candidate could be in the last elections, shifted this time to vote for the NDC. And so it means you don't have consistent or regular voters that will vote for you all the time. It depends on the message, it depends on the attractiveness of the candidate, and so on and so forth.
So you're making a big accusation. Are you claiming that they went into this election without message?
No, there wasn't any message. What was can they, and I want to challenge any MPP person or Dr. Zato sitting here, whether he can give me just two. I would not even go for two resonating messages that they went into this campaign with. If it was not emotions, it was about talking about wild allegations. What did the flag bearer of the MPP the last election go there to say? He said Kumi died because he was being pressurized by the NDC. They took him to court, and out of that pressure, he had to die. That was the only campaign message that they went there. And mind you, in this 21st century, 2025 going, nobody is doing an emotional business. People need development. In fact, one of the key reasons why they voted against the MPP candidate was the fact that majority of the voters in Akwatia said they want development, not emotional business. They need good roads, they need water, they need electricity, they want the mine and the Akwatia diamond mine or whatever to run, so that the teeming youth who are not unemployed will have jobs.
So you didn't hear Sumedu say mining is a job, that doctors, nurses, and it's not the only job, and that being a miner is good. Mining town. But
if you're a miner and it's a good job, why are you leaving that job to go to parliament? So instead, he himself, as it were, gave a campaign message to the other side. And you know, one of his videos, he had already given up. He said, oh, Kumi, you have worried me. You have worried me. Look at all these people that you have left for me to feed. When I started this campaign, I was Bofti Obolo. Just less than 2 weeks, see the way I have slimmed. So he didn't know what he had signed on to do.
He said that?
Absolutely, he said it. He said he couldn't because of the enormity of the job. He didn't know that people are setting up. And that is why, in the few days to election 2024, my candidate, Mr. Lanche Martin, who had known the MPP for so long, made that bold declaration that the MPP was a declining party. It's a party that has lost its bearing, that they have to go back to the drawing boards and restructure.
So you can't say that.
But
the MPP of old, since 1992?
It has lost its bearing. MPP goes into an election without a campaign. MPP goes into an election with all the goons, and at the end of the day, before the election ended, the police station agents of the party had even run away. They didn't want to be there to witness this whole abysmal performance. So for me, it is not for anybody to come here and, as it were, embellish anything. You have your membership of no more than 200,000 as MPP. You understand? You have a lot of the people who are just fanatics, and the rest supporters.
Not core members?
Not core members. The core support base of the MPP does not move beyond 200,000. These are the delegates that always go and take fridges, fans, and so on and so forth. The rest are all fanatics. And that is why we, from the Movement for Change, we want to do something different in this country. We want to test the status quo. We want to challenge this duopoly business. That the Ghanaian is beginning to think differently. That unlike in the past that we were doing business of, I was born into this party, I was born into that party, now it's changing. Now people want to see those that would prefer constructive programs and policies that can better their lives.
And you think your new party will do that?
Absolutely.
You can break the duopoly?
Absolutely.
NDC, MPP?
No, it is... look, for the Ghanaian, for you to think that the Ghanaian will continue on this tangent, to say that the Ghanaian is going to deny him or herself development in the next 50 years, which is not going to be the case. And so for me, it's a good omen. It has proven that indeed your top-down approach is waste of time, and that when you go into an election and perform abysmally, the best thing that you do is to ask it to restructure your party, get the grassroots running, go back and analyze all the things that caused your defeat. When you are able to deal with those things constructively, then you can move on to be thinking about who is your driver to drive the vehicle. As it is, they have lost their way, but I would not be surprised that in election 2024, with the way 2028, with the way and manner they are going, Roland, they will not be able to cross the 15% mark. That will be my prophecy going forward, because it
has to be premised on data. It has to be premised on, because so far it doesn't. But what's your own observation? What worked for the NDC, do you think? Elikem.
Thank you, Robert. Good morning. Permit me to say good morning to those who run a pub in Akwatia Junction called Extreme Extreme Pub.
Extreme Pub.
One gentleman called Stagger.
Stagger of Extreme Pub.
Yes. We had a very nice time in Akwatia. And Roland, I think the NPP has failed to do service to itself in the discharge of their duties in line with election practices and our democracy. Why am I saying so? This is a party that has continually prided itself as one of the elitists of all. And they have so many so-called doctors, professors, what have you. And they can never make time to sit down to analyze for themselves. But these are individuals who are looking for self-glorification. Either they are holding a press conference, or they are rushing to be on a TV program, or walking out. And they've got nothing to do. And I should be very happy about this. But the sad thing about this development is that it makes our politics very boring. I mean, I can tell you in the NDC now that even if today the MPP causes a by-election to be effected in the heart of their strongest hold, the NDC will snatch it from them.
Oh, how? It's a stronghold.
Let them try that.
And the numbers do speak for themselves.
They have got too many square pegs in round holes. The problem the NPP is having today is their leadership. Let me tell you, all the leadership did by going to Akwatia is not to go and campaign. They were trying to show face to lay some credence on their own relevance for their next internal elections.
I don't understand.
When was the last time you saw their national chairman?
Stephen Intim.
When was the last time you saw their general secretary being very relevant? At Ablekumanov, he came out to hold a presser to let us know they were not going to contest the Ablekumanov elections. Later on, their candidate, who wrote on their ticket to become candidate, said, I am going into these elections. And sheepishly, the entire leadership followed him. Dr. Zato didn't see something to say about those things. Look, let me be frank with all of you in the NPP. If you continue to embellish and treat yourselves with velvet gloves, the result is what will be splashing in your face every now and then. Look at the National Youth Organizer. A very loose cannon. A very loose cannon. He gets the slightest opportunity and wants to say something sensational to excite himself.
What has he done to you for which you...
I'm taking them one after the other. They're a national organizer. All he does is to show some Robocop walk all over and hasn't got anything substantive to submit. Take a look at, how do you call him? Miracles Abuaje. Either he's been planted deliberately to continuously be sinking Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's campaign, or he just doesn't know what he's doing, and those that are with him are also not aware of what he's doing to damage their campaign. And so you can take any name, you cannot identify anybody substantive who is doing anything credible to help the NPP, simply because they have allowed two people, President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and Alhaji Bawumia, to destroy their party over 8 years.
And how did you come to those conclusions?
Is it not obvious enough?
Those same pair, they won the election in 2016.
You see, we know how they went around all of this. In 2016, was a certain wind that was blowing. People even felt that Nana Addo has suffered too much, has complained too much, needed to be given a chance. He made a lot of lofty promises that were very exciting or enticing. Since he came into power, what has become the case? It has been a declining rate. And you see, I feel worried for, more importantly, for the young men in the NPP, because there seems to be no way. And they have a leadership that has failed them woefully, and they are not able to march to their offices and tell them, walk out of the office and let's lock these gates. Not until the membership of the NPP realizes that their leadership has failed them, then they are not doing anything. Because till date, they go up, and what did we not hear them say? If they did not believe they were going to win the election, the likes of the new job in South Member of Parliament could not have actually dared us to say that if the NDC wins the elections, he was going to resign as a Member of Parliament. They knew what it meant to them. But you see, they continually fail to understand why they lost miserably the December 7, 2024 elections. In 6 months, 7 months, they were all over the place like flies over garbage, saying all manner of things about the NDC, even trying to attack President John Dramani Mahama. It has been their stock in trade. Oh, Mahama disappointed the Ghanaians. They have deceived Ghanaians. The administration is the worst ever. They are judging a government in 7 months over its performance. And guess what? That performance has just been cemented by what happened in their backyard. And it tells you again that what we were telling you before the passing of Enescumi, that the NDC won that election, has come to light. The MPP never won that elections. Even as they have tried to do posters, put the dead body on on those posters. They have gone around trying to, and you see, one of the most irresponsible and reckless statements we have today is Alhaji Baumia.
What has he done?
When he had the opportunity to go there to campaign, I said these things with so much pain and passion because statesmen are supposed to know better. They are supposed to be logical, wise, and sensible enough. Alhaji Baumia, when he went there, rather went to play to the sensibility of the people in the negative way. Very insensitive in his commentary that Enescumi passed because the NDC launched a lot of pressure on him and that resulted in his death. What pressure did you not launch on President Mahama when he won the 2016 election, the 2012 elections? Then President Mahama is a very tough guy and never passed. It means that you in the NPP are not even capable of managing anything and the little pressure will be killing you. I pray for the life of Alhaji Baumia because the pressure he is going through now, only God knows.
I don't think you do.
I will pray.
I don't think you do.
Well, that is your opinion. But you see, it is a very sad thing to say that you have a leadership that has failed. The flag bearer has no bearing himself. So whenever he gets the opportunity, it turns into a clown movement. And you do not know who at all to take serious. Mention one person who we can take serious in the NPP today. The same NPP that we knew that was of substance.
It's an opinion you hold, but you can't describe it as a clown movement. I think that is not a fair comment.
No,
so to
well, I retract that.
Yeah,
but the people watching us know that. Look, Roland, if I am not mistaken...
Is it not a situation that, you know, as the saying goes, success has many fathers, but failure is an orphan?
It is not so. When you have too many square pegs in round holes, these are misfits.
That the NDC is successful, and so they can say everything they want to say.
Because we are planning. And so allow me on this note to even pay homage to the late Dr. Edward Omani Buama. Look, this is unacceptable. Dr. Zato, I am not insulting, I'm describing your leadership. And you need to take it in. Let me tell you, one of the problems you guys have is that you have prided yourself as elitist. With the so many doctors and professors, of which you are also one, you are not helping your party. Which research did you guys do to inform what took you to the elections? When I'm done, you can respond.
Let him wrap up.
Look, you have so many professionals in your party. What research have you done to inform what they did? I am telling you, in fact, I am coming straight from Akwatia. The MPP went into Akwatia's election with no plan. Absolutely no plan. Then they were saying that, they have announced that they are not going to contest in Tamale Central, and therefore we should have also returned the favor. That is a joke. If they care to know, Ejisu, we also didn't even go at all. So they were rather returning the favor to us. We did not contest in Ejisu when the John Kuma passed. The NDC didn't.
So you call it a return?
So they were rather returning the favor. They should not even be asking us to return the favor to them. And so when I heard even Kwabena Japan also saying same, and they have no message, just like my brother said. Absolutely no message. And if they continue like this, I'm daring them. Wherever they cause a by-election to be effected, even in the heart of their strongest hold, we'll snatch it away from them.
Their stronghold? That's a very strong statement to say.
This is a call on all of you to look at the young people who are failing you, not appreciating. Look, we both know how they attacked Musa Dankwa, for instance. They attacked his credibility all the way, but this is a gentleman whose predictions continually is damaging you.
Now, Dr. Zato, there are key issues that have been raised. Is it that the MPP was not prepared, or is just part of perhaps what the success of the NDC was as they chalked in the last election? That seemed to be the same wind blowing.
There was a time in this country when the MPP went on a roll, winning almost 5 to 7 by-elections in a row. And you made a point. Success has so many friends. Whenever you win, everything you have done was excellent. And whenever you lose, everything you have done is poor. So I understand it. I understand that today you have the right to glow in your victory. I understand that today because you have won, today to the victor belongs the spoils of war. So I understand you can do that because if you win, your taxes were better. If you win, your planning was better. If you win, your leadership was better. You lost when the NDC lost the 2016 election. Nobody called their leadership useless. When you lost the 2020 election, nobody called your leadership useless. When Akufo-Addo won with about 1.5 or so million voters in 2016, nobody called your leadership useless. And as you've seen, I've come here, I've never insulted anybody. I will never call any leader useless. I will never use epithets insulting words to leaders because leadership is difficult. When any man or woman becomes a leader, you must respect the person. You must do that. Thank you. Secondly, I am happy that you two seems to be grieving more than the Brief family.
I don't understand.
Yes.
You mean the MPP is not worried about the loss?
Everything today, if you were to just hear the grief coming from Solomon and this one, it's more than people's like, oh, you lost because you did it. What use is it to you? I want to make a point. And I like the fact that you went straight. You called Dr. Bawumia so many names. Look, I will never do that. And you know me.
You called him clown. I told him to, and he retracted.
I'm saying that I'm happy he did. And you will see me. I want to make a point. Everybody knows, I would never, ever call any leader or insult any leader. I won't do that. But he has done it, and it's okay. I'll leave that. Look, in the last election, Solomon, I like the fact that, yes, maybe it's because you once loved the NPP, and now you're not in the NPP, so you're allowing the NPP to live freely in your head and in your heart. I understand that. In the last elections, we tested the popularity of Honorable Alain Chiramanteng and Honorable...
What?
He's
not up. I love it.
We did that. We tested their popularity.
No, he's not up for discussion.
No, beautiful. You can go ahead.
We tested their popularity.
Yes.
I am saying something. You are saying that the fact is that I'm trying to make.
Let me state it here and now. Please, let's not use the personality of Alan Kojo Chiramanteng as a pointer to respond to questions on the outcome based on our analysis of what happened in Akwatia yesterday.
But it's okay to use Bawumia.
But he went there.
No, but it's okay to use Bawumia.
But you can
now ask your question. So what's the question now?
No, so
you said I shouldn't use that.
No, use it.
No, wait. So what's the question now?
So again,
you will give this man the opportunity to stop talking when in fact it was only going to end. Let him go ahead.
Okay, so I'll rephrase the question again.
What is the question?
Which is that what do you think led to that loss?
Look, voters are aspirational.
If I asked that question and you went on the tirade of Alan Kojo Chiramanteng and all that, the insult, I get it. He's retracted though, but I get it.
But I just told you, when he went on Bawumia, you didn't say anything. Now I'm trying to go. I won't say it. Okay, I'm coming back. Let me answer your question.
I told him to retract, and he did retract.
Can I answer your question now? Voters are aspirational, and I can understand there's a by-election. If you were a rational voter in Akwatia, and then somebody comes, and then the question they ask you is, vote for me so that you can get your roads done. Vote for me and you actually see the roads being done. Vote for me and I can get your hospital fixed and you actually see it fixed. In other words, vote for me and I can deliver tangibles. You see, it's a by-election. And you realize that there's a government in power. Those things will resonate more than you. You don't have power of the state. You don't have the power of money to go and promise anything else. So it's like saying that here is a bulldozer doing your roads. Come for it, and then another person standing with an open hand, a closed hand, saying there's nothing there. So I can understand that the voters will choose that. Look, hey, if it will get our roads fixed, then we'll vote for the party Bao. If it will get a development to our place, we'll do it. Because that is exactly what the data showed. That is what Musa Dakwa said. Musa Dakwa said, look, what he's thinking is that the voters are going to say that you are in power. You hold the power of the state and you hold the purse of state. You can develop our roads. You can develop our economy. And the voters are going to choose that. And that is also, they made a rational self-interest decision. And I can understand that and I respect that because it's a by-election. If you vote for an MPP candidate, how is he going to lobby for development for you, considering that in the next at least 5 years, you are in opposition?
But we want to send off. And
please, align. No disruptions.
So you understand that. So the question then becomes, so for me, if you ask me why did it happened because the voters voted rationally. They looked at it and they say, yes, you are in power. You can give us the tangibles we need. You can give us the development we need. We'll do that. And that is why they voted that way.
Okay. So what then was the strategy of the MPP then? Counter that, if you already knew that was at stake?
Yes, of course. So the MPP plan was this. Try to maintain the votes you had in the last elections. Try to maintain the votes you had in the last elections. But it's always going to be, as I said, difficult considering that you are going up against state machinery. You are going up against a government power. And secondly, look, this thing happened at a time we all know. Governments have honeymoons. Everybody really knows that any government that comes to power has a honeymoon. Sometimes the honeymoon can last a year or 2 years. This government is still in his honeymoon. So the government is still popular. Those are facts. The government is still popular. So if you then understand that you are doing an election at a time when, one, the government is already popular because it's in the honeymoon period. Two, the government can actually promise tangibles and because, again, they are there and it's a by-election. And then you realize that third, concerning the numbers in parliament, if you send your delegate, your MP there, the ability to lobby for, because again, it cannot hold any major power in the committee, then they can vote rationally. So if you put all these factors together, then I'd respect the decision of the voters in Akwatia that, look, they went for the tangibles.
Okay. So you are saying that you recognize as MPP that you needed to go and maintain what was achieved in the last election.
I didn't say that.
Oh, that's what you said.
I didn't say that. I said the party, you asked me what were the plans, and I told you that data from the elections, from Musa Odakwa, I was here with him the last time, showed clearly there, yes, voters were going for development, tangibles. And I said, I respect that. Then you asked me, what do I think was the plan of the MPP? And I said, if you are MPP, you cannot deliver those development. You cannot. What you can do is to appeal to the aspirations of people. What you can do is to say, look, you voted for your MP, he died. Give us another MP to do it. So you can only appeal to the aspirations, but you cannot deliver the tangibles they need. And if the people need tangibles now, that's what they're going to get. So there were two different approaches to the both parties.
Okay. So again, I'll go back to the fight because you used the way to maintain. So you wanted to maintain the status quo or the outcome of the last election as achieved by NS Yaokumi. Is that not it?
Yeah, of course. That was a part of the plan of the MPP.
So does it mean that at the time that we held the 2024 parliamentary elections, the MPP knew that based on these benchmarks, they didn't have the support of the ordinary Ghanaian who is a voter, and then also couldn't meet their aspirations, etc.
I don't understand you mean in the 2024 general election?
Yes, the outcome was that NS Kumi won, and you are saying the strategy for the MPP going into this election was supposed to maintain same. And I'm asking you that. Then does it imply that at the time the MPP then knew that they didn't have the support of the ordinary voter, and two, they couldn't meet the developmental needs of the voters for 2024 going to that election?
You are conflating two different things. A by-election is different from a general election. The strategy for a by-election is completely different from a general election.
We all know that.
No, so if you do that, then the strategy for a by-election will be different from a strategy for a by-election. Both parties, when they were going for a general election, their strategy is different. It's different. So the message you get, because in a general election, like it's open, there's no incumbent, you don't know who will win.
So the NDC strategy was superior to the MPP strategy.
When? For which elections?
This one, the by-election.
I just told you that. They were superior. It's superior because they could promise delegates tangibles. The MPP could not.
You see, the truth of the matter is that the very principles underlying the defeat that he's trying to run away must not be lost on all of us. You are talking about going into a by-election and promising development. The MPP left power only 9 months ago. So what the MPP should have done, if indeed they worked as they were creating the impression all along, was to have pointed to the people of Akwatia that we consulted this road, we did this hospital. Well, you know, in this country, always we have been told Agenda 111, we have consulted 10,000 plus roads here and there.
So your point is that if those were the benchmark, then they should have pointed them
absolutely, and that was
to counter the NDC's own as in government.
With the vice president, because you see, the vice president was in the position to have pointed out that when we were in power, we did A, B, C, D. And for which reason the people of Akwatia must look on it and then vote for us. He rather went on the tangent of playing on the emotional keyboards that it was someone, it was the NDC by taking, what's the name, and as committed to court, killed him, and so they do not deserve. I didn't know that if you took someone to court, you meant killing the person. Then he and Nana Akufo-Addo were the ones that really wanted to kill John Mahama in the first instance. Because they are taking him to court in 2012. Were you planning to kill Jashi Kwesi when you took him to court? Sometimes some of these things, we have to refrain from it.
Why are you on this tangent that the MPP in going to this election just had the messaging wrong for the constituents of Akwatia?
First of all, they didn't have any message. There wasn't any message.
No message?
I listened to the candidate, I listened to the general secretary, I listened to the former flag bearer, I listened to all the aspirants, the senators, I listened to all the senators. None of them could come out with any tangible message for the people of Akwatia. Akwatia is predominantly a youthful population. Now they are educated. Most of them are done with schools. What they are looking for is jobs. And there was no plan to that extent. I was expecting if the NPP National Executive were not in a position to promise you that, the candidate himself, after all, he says he's a minor. He was claiming that he has already provided jobs. So going forward, what was he going to do more to us to get more of the youth into employment? They failed to do that, and it was all about FUNRA. Look at when they decided to do the 1 week celebration. 2 days into an election, just to hip up sentiment. For Christ's sake, politicians must learn that the Ghanaian has moved beyond this funeral rhetorics. The Ghanaian is looking up to development. And that was my difficulty. You see, and Zato must understand. When we come here, I don't take delight in discussing MPP matters or Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Oh, you do?
What? I come here and I'm presented with a topic. We are talking about Akwatia. Have you seen me go after Nana Akufo-Addo? Because he didn't make any statement there. We are discussing statements. Yeah, I said he went there, but I didn't. Is it not a fact? It's a statement of fact. No, you can. It's not a statement of fact.
Are you then saying it's deliberate?
Deliberate.
To tarnish the image of Alan Kojo Chamante?
No, he wanted to do it, but I want it that way because you see, anytime he attempts, we say one day, I have thrown that challenge that if we were going to discuss Alan Chamante and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia within the first 5 minutes, he will leave this studio. Because you will be comparing day and night. They are no co-equals at all. One contestant as an independent candidate. What you are failing to know, Alan contested as an independent candidate, and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia contested, and the two of them are in opposition. So
This is the fifth time you gentlemen are doing this.
So when Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia got 41.74%, they didn't make him.
Please put your mics off. Put your mics off. Your mics are off. Put my mics also off. Put
was it made the Speaker of Parliament? Forgetting what.
What's happening in the constituency?
It's the morning after the NDC chalked a crucial victory in the Akwatia by-election. We're here at the party's office, and the music is not stopping from their tracks with speakers on it, and they are still in a joyous mood. We've just seen a short while ago as well the candidates, now MP-elect, along with the chairman of the party, Johnson Asiedun Ketia, just come some few meters away from us, where there are interviews scheduled underway, where they are going around to different radio stations thanking the people of Akwatia for the victory yesterday. I mean, we've been talking about the Akwatia township and the fact that things are a bit different from here, as to whether or not the victory and the celebrations has made things a bit more dull. But for a lot of the NDC supporters, they are not shying away from paraphernalia and identification of the fact that they are members of the ruling party and the party who's just won this by-election. This is their party office, where paraphernalia is still openly on display and being sold as well. They are in quite very jubilant mood this morning after that decisive victory yesterday. We've just made our way here, and you can see in your shot a few of them still very well colored in the green, red, black colors of the NDC coming through, and we're hearing people shouting Yezu and the likes. This is what it looks like. The police as well are beginning to round up and make their way out of the constituency. Yesterday there was a heavy police barrier here which was inspecting all vehicles and the likes. That's missing this morning at this particular spot. perhaps we'll just speak to these persons. Mommy, good morning. Anaju Daye.
Daye pa anijienkuwa nradie. Alhamdulillah die pe yensaka. Nti Daye pa MPP fo na ndeye. Omo nam na omo ka se ya wia omo. Akwatia mindful ahun se MPP omo bibia enkoyie. Nti na omo ato ama ye NDC fo na MPP ba bia ni ho a omo be gina biom a omo benya biom. Se MPP agu ya ko so no na nkasa nti se die na aka. Nti alhamdulillah ye de nyame ase.
Na mommy unso e.
Ye de nyame ase. De ye pe yensaka. Na ye pa ka kire MPP for se Ghana enya omo dia. Ghana eye Ghana, Ghana ye Ghana. Ghana nya omo dia. Ghana ye Ghana. Enti ye da Ghana fo nyina ase se omo de mpaibọ ene ahoɔden ata ye kire masa city we asa beka yensa. Na kane na Akwatia ne ye be kire ye bibi kakra no no. Ene de Akwatia fo kire ye se Akwatia bibi kakra no. Akwatia fo kire ye bibi kakra me hu se Akwatia ya be kire ye bibi kakra se na ye koro no nko a nyame ahye no ho anumanyam enti ayaza ya wie bibia ya
also person baby. She says she's going to speak Dagbani. Hopefully somebody can help us translate. But also Kasa.
Yo, okay, tepa pam kapa na wure mpure teba Jandraman mama mpuru pam kapur na je te mambala ma te puru pam ne tepa te kapa tepa na onje te sugu dimin na ya MPP no da gbatela da bafon na alhamdulillah tepa.
Thank you. I had the NDC. I had President Mohammed and Mommy Meba on Kakra. You as well, talk to us. The feeling like this morning, you came from Accra to help the party as well execute this election. But Yankasa.
Yo, yada niedika yebede radiase won pempenso a odi ya bedruni. Nyame ayebi. E kire se ya na anwe ho. Ya se obia ni nshira, obia ni nsrum ekuta na mpa. Nyame a kire ye se onu nyame no ka ebemu onu nso na osha ejina e kire se ye campaigner meti se former DC a no wo abemu 8 years no o se enye MP na ye kwan by DC na ye kwan dia onu no 8 years no wentimi amfa shovel mpo ambo form da awa Akwatia ne mpotemu ye pempuntuo wa Akwatia Akwatia nkanko enya Akwatia nko a Akwatia ne mpotemu nyinala bibia bebebia ya NDC mreso ne Akwatia yenya district NDC ene yenya Akwatia market NDC ena Akwatia yenya Ghana Water Company wa ha etie de radius se enenso wo ma Akwatia yenso yensa kan national cake na John Dramani Mahama wo magana man no Akwatia yenso yensa ka bi. Right,
and so that's what it's like, Roland. This morning, the NDC supporters, once they realized that we're on, they've begun to come in a bit more. But this is what the feeling is like, and you're seeing taxis with the NDC flags all above it as we continue to see the police as well move out of town. And so this is what it's like, and hopefully the Akwatia township returns to a bit more normalcy in terms of the heavy vehicular traffic, which a lot of the people have told me was very unusual, but they are hoping that now that all is done, life can return to normal. Roland.
Eric, thank you for the latest, and it's just a day after this election, so to speak. Yesterday by this time we were already live right here in the studio and also on the ground giving you the latest update, and your conclusion will be
obvious. It is obvious that the MPP went into this election without any message. They monetized the process by settling on the candidate. The candidate wasn't suitable. And the whole idea of Akana, that principle has also been dismantled, that the people that voted for you in the last election cannot be there all the time for you. They will look at what you did when you were given the opportunity before they renew your mandate. And it must get into every politician's head that the people are not zombies. They are not darks, that they always sit down and that we voted for you the last time. So any given day when I'm called upon, I'll vote for you. It is to tell you that you have to work. You must always work on the mandate that was given to you.
Elikem, I give the last word to you because we have an interaction with the former Chief Justice, and we will also want to give that equal prominence as well. That's Sophia Akufo, and so we'll cut our discussion short. And I have a couple of, you said, Elikem, you called Dr. Bawumia not wise, illogical, and that you should retract.
So let me go ahead and say it clearly. Let me repeat what I said. The statement given by Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia in Akwatia was a very unwise one, very reckless, irresponsible, and insensitive. And I recall saying these things, and I'm repeating and standing by that.
Okay, so your point is that
for those who failed to comprehend what I said,
that the statement he said,
the statement he made was a very unwise statement. It was insensitive, very reckless, and irresponsible. And the conduct of
the other view also coming through from viewers.
That is why I'm that is why I'm reiterating for them to understand or comprehend what exactly I meant if they misunderstood what I said. The comment made by Alhaji Bawumia in Akwatia was very unwise.
So going forward,
irresponsible,
what would the NDC
reckless
do now?
And insensitive.
We saw payloaders, bulldozers, and then also
I was expecting that you ask Eric if work has halted at all. Work hasn't halted. Let me repeat what happened over there.
Will it continue?
It will continue.
I thought the NDC said they wouldn't do that.
No, that is not the case. In the case of the NDC, we do not go to do things of this nature to win elections. The traditional authorities in Akwatia approach some high personalities within the party, within the government, i.e. Honorable Julius Debra, asking that, look, for over 8 years, our roads have not been done. And so we need you to intervene for us. And so this was something planned already, and that had to go in line. Number two, let me give you.
Why did you do it after the election?
What is wrong? Must government machinery come to a halt because a party that abused that will be thinking that we are also in the business of abusing that? No, because that is the stock in trade of the NPP. They think that anything of that sort is to inure to our advantage. No, it is not. Let me give you an example. We officially launched the DVLA office. Is it rocket science for anybody within Akwatia to know that that facility was not built within 8 months or 7 months? Why didn't those even in that enclave vote entirely for the NPP? Look, and so when I hear some of the submissions my brother Zato was making and trying to even say it is because you're in government and all of that, what did he not do to Jachi Kwesen? You were even in power at the time. Why could you not avert your mind through that? You even weaponized the judiciary against Jachi Kwesen. You did all of this. Look, if you ask for my advice, I would ask the likes of Zato to champion a cause for the NPP. That will help them. Put together your other people, members who are doctors, professors, and what have you, who pride themselves as elitists, as the most learned in your party. Let them put a stop.
Roland, there's something this guy has done so far. He's referred to so-called learning. So-called
not
academics.
You.
He's done that.
No, I didn't say you.
He's done that so far. I said, quiet. So let me realize that, right?
No, you can play the tape. He didn't realize that. He hasn't realized that.
You realize that.
He hasn't referred.
I have not referred. No, I haven't. You can play it. I said. Let me repeat what I said again.
Okay.
I said what I can advise my brother Zato.
But we cannot allow Zato to come here to be playing the victim's role. This kind of strategy must not be allowed.
He knows what I said. He knew what I said.
We are doing debate here.
Let's debate.
What I said.
Why do you want to
debate?
What I said.
Let's debate Alan and Bawumia. Let's debate.
That would be a fair.
Let's debate 1% to the 0.1%.
We are all in opposition.
What I said. What I said was this.
Wrap up for me.
What I would advise Dr. Zato, my brother, is that he should champion a cause to put together the so-called other doctors. I didn't refer to you. The so-called. or other doctors, professors, and the PhD
the
holders?
only so-called doctors we find, if you use the word so-called, it means you are questioning.
No, I'm not questioning it.
The only so-called doctors we see so far are the NDC.
I believe there are a lot of learned people.
The NDC. The only so-called doctors that GTech has called
believe there are a lot of learned people.
I'm forced.
You know that.
Okay, so
already the fake doctors so far in the NDC. You know that, right?
All right. All right. So I told you that we were only going to look at one set of the discussion because we have an interaction with a former Chief Justice.
He shouldn't say so-called.
Okay, gentlemen.
And all the doctors in your party, let them come together, sit around the table, avoid this press conference, going even to TV stations for 1 week. Join them.
I like the way you are mourning more than the brief.
Yes, no, because I want Ghana's democracy to be progressive. So that when you all put yourselves together, do research. Don't go doing research about the popularity of Alan Tremartin and Dr. Mahmoud. That is more.
All right, gentlemen.
Yes, I'm telling you what you should do.
All right.
Wait on the party.
Put your mic off for them. But thank you. We told you that we will only be having one leg of the discussion because we have an extended interaction between Joseph Akable and then former Chief Justice Sophia Kufuor, and you know the subject matter. It's the removal of Justice Gertrude Tokonu as Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana following those committee investigations and then submission to the president and then the decision being taken by President John Dramani Mahama. What are her views? You'll get to know when we have those interactions between the two. More important, let me say good morning to you, Edmond Combat, Managing Director at the Tema Oil Refinery. Wishing you all the best for the day, as well as Alhaji Jibril. But if you want to look smart and fashionable, wait no further. This is what you need to do. Visit Woodin Boutique nationwide today. Now, Woodin is offering amazing collection of authentic African fabrics all ready to wear, coming in beautiful designs and colors for men and women. With Woodin, you can get creative, versatile with your designs as well. Be confident and show off how truly African you are. And always get to social media, get to their stores, and then get to buy Wooding as many times as you can because it's part of it. Let me say good morning also to you, lawyer Leonard Sejuro as well, Parkwesi Shandorf, and then Roland Jan Kwafo. Wishing you all the best for the morning. We're taking a break. We'll be right back.